northwest corner of this room is the actual Open Meeting Act made accessible to any member of the public. So if I could ask you first to stand with us for a moment of silence and as well Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll look to continue with roll call.
Coy.
Here.
Lange.
Here.
Merrill.
Here.
Clausen.
Here.
Murin.
Here.
Brenneman.
Here.
Faust.
Here.
Saunders. Here.
Under action tonight, I would ask for approval of the consent agenda that was provided you in your packet.
So move, Your Honor.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the consent agenda is before you. If you will please vote.
All councilpersons voting in the affirmative.
As well, the full agenda as presented. I would ask for a motion for approval.
So move. Second.
Motion with a second to approve the full agenda. Again, if you will please vote.
All councilpersons voting in the affirmative.
Okay. Moving right on. First thing on our list this evening is under special presentations is a presentation of the 2011 Edward I. Burzell Outstanding Citizen Award, recognizing excellent civic contributions of a Norfolk citizen. Very special presentation tonight. This award was established back in 1985 by then Mayor Jim Scheer to recognize the excellent civic contributions of a Norfolk citizen. The award was in memory and in honor of Mayor Ed Burzell, who as well was a first recipient of it, with the award being presented to his wife at the May 6, 1985 council meeting. In the past several years, the award has been presented at the annual Chamber of Commerce Awards evening. This year, though, as a special request of our fire chief and as well our interim city administrator, Chief Widener has asked for the award to be presented tonight at the regular city council meeting. And so, honoring that request, I will turn it over to Chief Widener.
Thank you, Your Honor. Go to the podium for this one, I believe.
Mayor and Council, and community, it's my distinct pleasure and distinct honor to be out here this evening and present the Edward I. Burzell Award. I have a great deal of confidence in this gentleman, and a great deal of I lose the words when I talk about him for the most part, but great deal of I just sheer admiration, really. So I'm going to read from the nomination of this award about our recipient here tonight, and if you'll bear with me a little bit. Please accept this nomination of Dr. Tom Serber for the 2011 Edward I. Burzell Award. Doc is a lifelong, multiple-generation resident of the community. He graduated from Norfolk High School in '65. Hope I got these dates right, Doc. From the University of Nebraska Medical Center in '72. Doc is married to Susan, and they have the two of them raised three wonderful children, Adam, Eric, and Katie. Upon completing his medical residency, Doc returned to his hometown to continue his father's legacy of providing caring family medicine to his community. Doc is a trusted physician, providing quality medical care to thousands with extreme attention to assuring the best of his medical care would be given to each and every one of his patients. Doc has maintained his lifelong interest in the Boy Scouts of America. For many years, Doc led an outdoor Explorers Boy Scout troop. Doc spent countless hours teaching young people how to enjoy, and in the event of emergency, how to survive in the great outdoors. Doc and his troops could be found anywhere from hanging on the side of a cliff in South Dakota to sitting around the campfire at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Doc has provided medical direction for the city of Norfolk for the past 35 years plus, which has been very beneficial to all the citizens of the community in regard to the pre-hospital care Doc and the fire medics provide. He has been especially instrumental in development of the Norfolk Fire Division's paramedic and emergency medical services. I can personally speak for all the paramedics and firefighters in saying that Doc has been and continues to be an essential part of the success of the Norfolk Fire Division has enjoyed while serving the community. His dedication to pre-hospital providers in Norfolk, the region, and the state of Nebraska has transformed emergency medical services and brought a level of compassion and care to its pinnacle. Doc is a teacher, a mentor, a counselor, an ally, and a friend to many in this community. He is a pure representative of the goodness of Norfolk and is truly deserving of this award this evening. I also have a resolution here introduced by Senator Mike Flood. It's Resolution 178. Whereas Dr. G. Tom Serber was selected as a recipient of the 2011 Edward I. Verzal Outstanding Citizen Award, and whereas this award is given annually to recognize the excellent civic contributions of a Norfolk citizen, and where Dr. Serber is a trusted physician in the Norfolk community, providing quality care to thousands with extreme attention to ensuring that each patient receives the best care possible, and whereas Dr. Serber has maintained a lifelong interest in the Boy Scouts of America and has led a troop for many years, and whereas Dr. Serber has provided medical direction for the city of Norfolk for over 35 years and has been instrumental in various medical developments in the Norfolk community. Now therefore be it resolved by the members of the 102nd Legislature of Nebraska, first session, that the legislature congratulates Dr. G. Tom Serber on receiving the 2011 Edward I. Verzal Outstanding Citizen Award, and that a copy of this resolution has been sent to Dr. Serber. If I may, I'll just say a few extra words before Dr. Serber comes up. That was in a kind of a nutshell, but I don't know if it expressed the amount of gratitude that the Norfolk Fire Division and the Norfolk Public Safety Department and the community of Norfolk, and I know many, many, many citizens across the community feel about Dr. Serber. I can tell you one of the things that you do in public safety when you bring a new person on is you kind of give them the talk, and I know the guys in blue and Chief Meisner can vouch for this, but you give them the talk about what it means to be in public safety, what it means to be in people's homes in the middle of the night, to care for their loved ones, to be trusted enough to go in their homes and take care of their grandpas, their grandmas, their sons, their daughters, their brothers, their sisters, their husbands, their wives, and to leave that event in that person's lives with that kind of trust. And that's what the Public Safety Department, I truly believe, in fact, that Norfolk has, and in no small part, that's because of the excellent tutelage of Dr. Serber. He focuses on that. He's there for when the chips are down. He's there. He's there for us in many, many ways. You get the emotions get the best of you kind of when you're in the public safety job. But when the chips are down and you could rely on someone like Dr. Serber, who's been there, done that, and seen people that he loved and cared for die or been injured, and he can bring that together for us guys and girls. It's irreplaceable. So, without further ado, Doc, if you'd come up here and receive this award. We'll take it out of the plastic there for you. There you go. Thanks, my friend. Thank you. Thank you.
I am humbled. Thank you. And to have my friends in blue here today who are I've enabled them to do such an excellent job that they do. And that's what I feel my position has been as an enabler. I've been able to help them do better and achieve and make the city safer and make the city better. The Boy Scouts have thousands of boys went through the troop, and probably about 50 Eagles from Norfolk. So it's been a long, excellent haul, and I've really enjoyed the trip and enjoyed the trip. Those I've touched, I think, have sprung higher than I've sprung. That's my goal. That those who I touch can do better than I've done, can feel better for themselves because I've been there. And that's what I've been trying to do. Not that it's my glory. I think I've been trying to hide behind the scenes. But sometimes people pull the curtain aside, and that's appreciated very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Doc, thanks for being with us here tonight, Doc. It certainly, as we look out here among some of our very finest, we know where the example that they live by has come from. So, again, thank you for all that you've meant to the city of Norfolk, to the citizens as well, making sure that, like I say, we have only the finest and trained here. So, congratulations to you, well-deserving. And certainly you're more than welcome to stay on board with us for the rest of the meeting. But if you choose to walk out the door, please do. I understand.
I'm an old retired emergency room nurse, and I worked a number of years with Dr. Serber. And I have to also say that I'm very, very proud of the gentleman in blue out here who take care of those patients before they get them to the hospital. You're all wonderful. Thank you all.
Okay, any other comments at all, council, or any of you men in blue? We don't have this opportunity very often to have any of you here, so if anyone has certainly any words for Dr. Serber, please share them now. I won't tell you to forever hold your peace, because let me tell you, you meet him on the streets, and I share with you, I ran into him on Saturday, and he's still giving good advice. I'm walking out of the plant fair, and he told me, don't plan it for 2 weeks. So take that with you.
Chief Widener pretty much said it all, but just one thing. We talked about the citizens of Norfolk and all that Dr. Serber has done for him, but he does this for a lot of other communities. We have folks from Stanton here and Battle Creek here for sure, possibly some other towns, and I apologize if I missed you. So he's just not a person that helps out Norfolk. It's all of Northeast Nebraska, and he serves on the state EMS board, so he's helping every person in the state. I had the opportunity to travel and teach classes around the state, and one of the things I always hear people talk about is the fact that what do we do to get our medical director more involved? How do we get him here? And I can give people a lot of advice when it comes to EMS, but the one thing I can't help them with is that. Because for us, if Dr. Serber is not in our building at least once a week, he's either sick or on vacation. We see him. We see him all the time, and it's because of him that we're able to do the things that we're able to do, and it makes all of Northeast Nebraska and the state a much safer place.
Thank you. Anyone else that wants to come up for a minute?
As everyone else has said, I'm Clarence Schrader from Battle Creek Fire. Dr. Serber has been our medical director for years. He has taught us a lot. He has helped us through difficult situations and stuff, so we really appreciate him, and we really value his information and his help with us, so we will miss him.
Thanks for being here tonight. Anyone else? Okay, I think I can probably speak for Doc Serber to tell you all he's only a phone call away too. So, again, congratulations, Doctor. Thanks for being here. Moving on. Shane, do I look to you for an update on recreation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, there's dirt flying down at Veterans Memorial Park. If you haven't drove by lately, I encourage the citizens and the mayor and council to drive by and take a peek. We're trying to document its transformation, if you will. The sod is coming off and almost off the field if it isn't completely off. It's off the field. We were able to cut a lot of that sod out and make it available for folks that were interested, and we had a lot of takers on that, came down and picked up sod and used a piece or two for their own usage across the city. So we've had a lot of good success with citizens coming down and salvaging some of Memorial Field's grass. We are also working on proposals to get sign replacement and scoreboard replacement for the baseball field and the football field, and possibly an entrance sign. And we're working through that with a number of different representatives from the area to try to put together a nice project to get those signs replaced as well. So, when the sun's shining, there's going to be continual work down there at Veterans Memorial Park. We don't see any slowing. I know the contractor's very eager and very, very excited to keep moving on that, and I think that's exactly what we'll see. So we have our first progress meeting this week as well, so we'll know some more of the details. Dennis is kind of our point contact for any major infrastructure challenges down there, as normally would be, and Ryan Kuhar and Pat Mersney, obviously in the Parks Department, are kind of the Johnny-on-the-spot guys that interact with the contractors every day and work out the small details and answer questions as far as the city's perspective. So we got a lot of good minds on the project and good hands, and I think it's going to be a great success. That's really all I have. I'd be happy to answer any questions that the council or anyone has on the project.
Anything, council?
I'd just like to make one comment before you move on. This is Dennis. The plans for the pool are on the street. So if anybody's interested in that, it bids the 1st of June. There's a pre-bid meeting about the middle of May timeframe, but if anybody's interested, Burbach Aquatics is doing the plan distribution. If you have any questions, you can call the engineering division at 844-2020, and we can get you contact information if you want the bids or the contract documents or anything.
Okay, thanks, Dennis. Shane, you might also advise, I had a phone call wanting to know what we're going to be doing for swimming this summer. Will that pool remain open?
Yes, it'll remain open for a period of time, but not the full season. We're anticipating closing Memorial Pool a little bit early, basically right after the last swimming lessons are done towards the end of July. We'll probably close it up so it can begin to be demolished, so we can get the parking lots in there as soon as we possibly can for football season.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
Oh, also, Mayor, I apologize. Baseball, we worked with baseball folks and put up a barrier there and some fencing, so there's entranceway off of Paz Walk there that they can park there. So if anyone's wondering if there's a parking problem for the baseball season here, it's been pretty much accommodated. I think Scott can talk to that probably clearer, but they've been playing down there pretty readily, haven't they, Scott? So just so the community knows that there is some parking available for them on the north side of the complex.
Very good. All right. Next, we have a proclamation this evening for Drinking Water Week. Whereas water is our most valuable natural resource, and whereas only tap water delivers public health and fire protection, and whereas any measure of a successful society, low mortality rates, economic growth and diversity, productivity, and public safety is in some way related to access to safe water, and whereas citizens are stewards of the water infrastructure upon which future generations depend, whereas citizens of our community are called upon to help protect our source waters from pollution, to practice water conservation, and as well to get involved in local water issues, therefore I, Sue Fookman, Mayor of the City of Norfolk, Nebraska, by the power vested in me, do hereby proclaim May 1st through 7th, 2011 as Drinking Water Week, and call upon citizens of the community to help protect source water from pollution, to practice water conservation, and to get involved in local water issues. Dennis, you're hiding back there. Certainly, Norfolk knows we're in good hands with you as well, my friend. So, thanks for being here tonight.
All I'd like to see, Sue, is I really appreciate the mayor and city council for years have always supported the water system. They know the importance of the infrastructure needed, so we've always enjoyed your support, which helps us do our job.
You do it well.
Thank you, everybody.
Next, we're looking for a presentation this evening by Chris Amundson and Tom Bressler on the restoration of Little Sister. Gentlemen in blue, thank you.
Hi, Chris Amundson and Tom Bressler. Thank you for having us. It's an honor to be here tonight, and especially to follow the presentation with Dr. Serber. Last fall, Tom Bressler and myself and some other people with Preserve Norfolk started looking at projects in our community that we could work on, and it's actually Tom's idea. He looked at the Little Sister of Liberty in Central Park. It was built in the 1950s, and noticed that its its crown is broken and its arm is bent and it's kind of bashed in, and he got to doing some research, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the background research, but we decided to take on that project and try to pull the town together to raise money to renovate that historic statue erected in 1950. My report is that we're 1/3 of the way there. We anticipate the cost will be about $15,000 to have it restored, and we'd like to hire a conservation company out of Omaha that actually worked on the sewer on top of the state capitol, so they know what they're doing. And they've restored other of these Little Sister of Liberties from around the country, so they're experts. So we're 1/3 of the way there, and so we've got about $4,500 raised toward that $15,000, and we plan to keep pushing on and asking the community to help out. And we're looking for really any donations that people want to contribute, small donations, and we see this as a good community project that the whole town can be proud of, from the school kids all the way up to the adults. We plan to get that renovation done this summer, and hopefully this fall have a grand unveiling with the whole community to have that done. So if we've got just a couple of minutes, Tom's got some interesting background on his research, and I think you'll find it fascinating, and ties Norfolk in with the rest of the state, and in fact the rest of the country, and it kind of shows why it's important to preserve this thing. So, Tom.
Thank you. Okay, give you a little bit of history about the statue, Little Sister of Liberty in Norfolk. I first became interested in this project through a photo challenge to create a photo catalog of all the Little Sisters, or all the statues of Liberty throughout the entire world. I remembered that there was a Statue of Liberty in Norfolk. I didn't remember actually looking at it for quite some time. But last summer, on the 17th of June, I went down with my wife and took some pictures of the Statue of Liberty, and took pictures of the inscriptions on the plaques, and became very interested in the whole subject. So upon arriving home, I looked on the internet, looked up Little Sisters of Liberty, Boy Scouts of America, and there was a whole lot of information about this subject. Between 1949 and 1951, as a 40th anniversary to crusade to strengthen the arm of liberty, the Boy Scouts of America dedicated 200 Little Sisters of Liberty to 39 states and 4 countries throughout the world. She stands 8 feet 4 inches tall, weighs 290 pounds, and is made from stamped copper, actually 40 sheets of stamped copper. Her appearance is not that of the traditional Lady Liberty with the adult face, but rather that of a young teenage woman, hence the name Little Sister Liberty. Okay, since 9/11, many communities have been restoring these statues, and many are now gone. Just 100 are accounted for across America. The rest have been weathered, vandals, or put in storage because of damage, or some have even been sold for scrap. Nebraska currently has 15 copies of the Little Sister of Liberty throughout the state. They are in Alma, Beatrice, Chadron, Columbus, David City, Falls City, Fremont, Gering, Grand Island, Hastings, Lincoln, North Platte, Omaha, Scotts Bluff, and here in Norfolk. Our statue has great historical value as it proudly stands between two war memorials. Preserve Norfolk would like to keep her standing. We hope to raise enough money in donations to keep this symbol of liberty standing for another 60 years or more. Thank you. I don't know if you... Thank you. I don't know if we have any time for any questions that you may have, or...
Where do you want donations sent?
Okay, I'll let Chris talk with this.
People can send donations to P.O. Box 819, and if they actually address it to Preserve Norfolk, we're now set up with the Nebraska Community Foundation and the Norfolk Community Foundation, so tax deductible. So P.O. Box 819, or they can contribute online. I'm going to pass out a sheet that has the full web address, but it's www.nebcommfound.org, and then /fund/Norfolk, and then click on the donate, and you'll see Preserve Norfolk if you scroll down, and you can do it with your credit card as well. So, is it all right if I pass out some sheets that have all this?
I don't see a problem with it.
Okay.
Feel free.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chris, Tom, thanks for being here. Any other questions for him at all? Okay. We have a regular agenda, but let me first say, if I could, congratulations to Mr. Dooley, who is here with us tonight on his success down there in Lincoln. Understand that he will be joining them in the Boston Marathon, which I'm hearing next spring. So congratulations to you. Job well done. Like I say, I have a heck of a time walking just a half of that, Jim. So to be able to run it in, what was the time?
3 hours and 44 minutes.
And that's how many miles?
26.2.
Unbelievable. So,
Wow.
Yep. Pardon me? Oh. Congratulations to you, Jim. All right. Moving on to the regular agenda then, I would ask for consideration of ordinance number 5159, authorizing the sale of city-owned property at 206 West Park Avenue to Sid Sedbeck.
All right, we introduce ordinance number 5159 for consideration.
Second.
Motion with a second. Clint, anything that you want to touch on this? I think it's...
This is just another one of those properties involved with the Community Development Block Grant Program. Earlier on the agenda tonight, on the consent agenda, was the associated subrecipient agreement, where basically it provides Mr. Sedbeck's going to build a house and then sell it to an income qualified person in compliance with the grant.
Okay. Any other discussion at all, council? If not, I would look for a short title.
An ordinance of the City of Norfolk, Nebraska to authorize the sale of city property, to provide the terms of sale and authorize the mayor to execute and deliver a quitclaim deed to the property, to provide for a remonstrance to said sale as provided by law, to provide when this ordinance shall be in full force and effect, and to provide for publication of this ordinance in pamphlet form.
Okay. And with that, I would ask you to vote.
All councilpersons voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5159 carries on first reading.
Your Honor, I would move to suspend the rules and pass ordinance 5159 on second and third.
Second that, Your Honor.
Okay, we have a motion with a second to suspend on second and third. Any other discussion? Hearing none, if you will please vote.
All councilpersons voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5159 carries on second and third.
Okay. That's the end of the agenda. I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion, Your Honor.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Gentlemen, for being here tonight. Appreciate it.